Hey everyone, Michael here. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to use a volume profile on TradingView, okay? Loki says hello. You got a free treat for that. Now, today I want you guys to go over here to indicators, metrics, and strategies, and then from here, I want you guys to type this in, bar magnified, all right? From here, you're going to find one that says bar magnified volume profile fixed range. From here, you're going to see this pop up. I'm using Bitcoin today, but you guys can use any type of chart you guys want to as long as it has volume, okay? Now, what you guys are going to see is the volume profile show up on your right-hand side. We're going to go through the settings here step by step just to show you guys what's actually going on here, okay? As far as style, you guys don't have to mess with that. Visibility, don't have to mess with that. But inputs, you guys can change each and every one of these things to suit your different strategy here, okay? Now, as far as look back period, that's basically determining how many candles it's going to look at to find the volume. On the shorter time frames, will actually turn this up, but on the daily time frame, I am fine with 100. Let me show you guys the difference here. You guys can see the volume profile like here, all right? If I change this look back period to, let's say, 200, look at that. You're going to see a lot more volume come back down here. So if I'm doing a little bit of a larger swing play here, maybe I think we're going to break down. I'm seeing those death crosses on the 4-hour chart. I'm saying, hey, where can I look for an exit position or maybe a buying back in position or going long position? I'm going to say from this, I might be looking to buy back in around 19,277. Now that seems pretty extreme, but if we do find a way back down there, that is going to be an opportunity for me to go buying back in there. So I'm going to write this down or, write a little bit of a note on it. That way, when we're doing it back over here, I can say, whoa, I should be buying at this level, okay? Now, we also see this one over here, and you guys can actually see this orange line right here. That's just indicating the maximum amount of volume that you guys are seeing, okay? So the longest candle is going to be the one with the orange line here. It just means the highest volume. You guys will also notice that some are green and some are blue. The more green, the more volume was traded here. If it's blue, it doesn't really matter all too much, and I'll explain why here in a second. Well, if it's green, there's a lot of support there, a lot of resistance there. It's going to have a lot more activity in that area, okay? Now, as far as number of levels, you guys don't really want to mess with this all too much here. If I change this to 50, you guys will see what the difference is, right? There. It's basically turning down the number of blocks that you guys see. 100 is the max. I keep it at 100. I don't want to mess with it. You can go all the way to like 5 or something, and usually see how it turns up to be 5 ugly blocks. I like the fact that they can make this easier for people to change. I know some people do like to have less blocks, but for me personally, 100 is perfect. That's what I like to see. Now, as far as profile length, I think this is something you guys are going to use a lot. It says length of volume profile, higher equals wider, lower equals skinnier. I like to set this to like 50 or 100. I would recommend you go up from 50s from here, but it basically just extends the volume profile even more across your screen, okay? Look at the volume profile, now look at it at 50, and you're gonna see it just go like that, okay? I like it to be a little bit larger, like I said, 50, or maybe even all the way up to 100. And with 100, you're gonna see it start to encroach upon your charts, but now when you guys are looking at it, you guys can be like, okay, there's some support here, right? There might be a little bit of support here, but not as much, right? Kind of bouncing off that. This is relatively bouncing off. It looks like some of the support levels we had back over here before the FTX crash. And over here, the big volume jump that we had after the breakout with all the rate hikes and stuff kind of dissipating, Jerome Powell getting more bullish. There's a story behind all of this data. And if you guys understand it, you guys are going to be much better off. Now, are you going to be using this to necessarily just buy and sell? No, the way I use this is if I'm in a position and I'm looking to scale out, I might scale out some of these more aggressive volume bars. If I'm looking to buy, I'm not just going to buy because I see this. I'm going to buy because it's on another level of support. Something else is going on, and this just reaffirms my decision, okay? Now, if you guys are using this on a 15-minute chart, right, you guys can see this may look a little bit different. It may look a little bit uglier here, right? So you guys can always go back in here and change them up just a little bit. As far as the profile offset, this doesn't do really much. It just basically moves the volume profile from the left to the right. If I go over here to 30, you guys will see, shifts over to the left. If I go over here to maybe, let's say 45, it shifts back to the right? So if you guys like it like that, you guys can do that. Profile length may be too long for this, so maybe just go back down to 50. Well, let's go to 40, all right? Now wait, now it matches up pretty well. You guys can see, at least in the 50-minute chart, there's some resistance brewing up here and some resistance up here. That matches with what we've been seeing on the chart so far, okay? I like this indicator a lot. It just gives you another perception of some of those support levels that you might otherwise miss. But when it comes to the stock market, I think this has a really beautiful opportunity for you guys to make some money, whether you guys are shorting, going long, buying options, puts, calls, whatever. Let me show you guys Tesla right here. So if you guys go over here and look at Tesla on the daily chart, you guys will notice something. We're at a point where we have a lot of volume over the past few days. You can see a lot of volume from over here, some volume from over here. It's all adding to that one candle right here, okay? Now, you see all this right here, all the empty space. To me, that would suggest that if this starts to break down, it comes down in a hurry, okay? There's not really much support here, and you guys can see this based off of the crash we had before. This thing kept on going and going and going. When we came back up, it just kept on going up and up and up and up. There wasn't really much support there. And when you finally got over here, you can see that was that resistance level right there, okay? So you guys can say that, hey, you guys can now make a plan out of that, and you guys could use other technicals as well. But if we start breaking down from here, you know, what's the extra level of support? After that, you might just be using Fibonacci extension levels, Fibonacci retracement levels, and you guys may be looking for some of those moves. At this point, though, when it's something so volatile, you guys do want to find as many levels of support. That way you guys can scale it or approach this in a little bit different way, excuse me. Now, if I turn this on here, you guys can see how we beautifully bounced off of that. So if we do break down from here, we might have a little bit one right here, 149, probably not going to be the strongest because we don't have much of a volume profile there. But maybe as we approach all the way back down here at 120, that's where you guys might be more interested in buying Tesla. It's not going to be the prettiest of moves down, of course. It may have a little bit of bumps every now and again for like one day or so. But when it gets back down here, this is a much better opportunity to buy than over here, all right? Of course, you guys want to be using other technical analysis, moving averages, stuff like that. But this shows you the gap down. A lot of people like to trade gap ups, gap downs. This shows you how much resistance is really in your way for making some consistent profits, okay? So, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.